The following segment is sponsored by GILMAN Bedigan.
It is 7:45 as kids head back to class. Most are required to wear masks, depending on what county you live in. Some faculty is required to get a vaccine or even get tested for COVID-19. Here to weigh in on the very fluid rules and guidelines, Attorney Charles Gilman with Gilman Bedigan LLC, joining us live with how we can protect ourselves. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Labor Day.
Good morning and happy Labor Day, Megan.
Thank you. So you and I were talking in commercial. There are ever-changing rules right now, but there are also some rules and guidelines that haven't changed in some time, some vaccines that our kids are required to get to go back to school.
Right. For example, like the measles and mumps and the smallpox, the kids are required to have those, or the children are required to have those vaccines. And I suspect from what we know, the Pfizer vaccine are being approved for 12-year-olds and up. Soon the schools are going to mandate that the children that attend school get the vaccination.
How do we stay on top of what is required right now? Because we know this is ever changing.
I think if you watch the news, people like you and the CDC website, and also the schools are going to be the first, or not the first, because they'll follow the CDC guidelines, but they're going to break the news to you and they're going to tell you what they expect. And hopefully, what they'll do is even give you time. What I'm hoping is that when the vaccine is approved, well, it's just been approved, but I'm hoping that the schools will give the kids 30 days to go get their first shot, at least not, hey, approval was today, vaccine required tomorrow.
Right.
That's a little unreasonable.
Speaking about, liability and thinking on the legal aspect of this, would families be liable or could they get in trouble if they don't follow these rules or these protocols that are either to wear a mask or to get a vaccine?
I think when you say trouble, the answer is yes, but there's different levels of trouble. One level of trouble is, could you contract the virus? Yes. Another level of trouble is, could your children not be permitted to attend school? Like many of the universities that we see, if the children or the college students aren't vaccinated, they're not allowed on campus. Is that coming for the secondary education? Well, we don't know, but I personally suspect it is. So that's another level of trouble. And then, of course, the lawyer in me, when you ask about trouble, I think about legal trouble. Right. And, we've been talking about this since March of 2020 when COVID became, a hot button issue. And originally we said that, it's hard to figure out legal liability for a virus that's so new. But I do think as we go down this path and as we do learn more and more about the COVID and the way it spreads, there are potentials that more businesses, maybe not schools, but businesses could be held liable if they let everybody in without a mask, if they exceed capacity limits. And perhaps the same is true for schools. But we're going to just have to see how that plays out.
It's interesting. All right, Charles Gilman, thank you for your insight. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you and have a great Labor Day, Megan.
You too.
Thank you.